Welcome to the January 2026 Storm Products Bowling Ball Guide. This is a categorization scale that we built on the channel from an old system that Chris Barnes always used to try to pick out what you can have for your bowling ball arsenal so you're not buying the same bowling ball twice. Today, we are covering every single Storm bowling ball, both in production, and then at the end of the video, we'll look at the last 2 years of Storm bowling balls to help you try to build the best bowling arsenal you possibly can. Remember, if you enjoy what we do here or these charts help you at all, make sure to drop a subscription. Great way to help support the channel. And if you really do want to build the best arsenal possible, this is going to be a great guide to try to help you do so. But let's kick it off just looking at a couple of the new bowling balls on the list. First of all, this is being recorded on January 3rd. So if there are any new bowling balls released in the next week or so, it sounds like there might be a 900 Global Vengeance coming. It was leaked a little bit. Then that is not on this chart yet, but we do have the Rotogrip Transformer because even though it just was really announced, we have a pretty good idea of where it's going to fit. These charts are always subject to change so that within a couple of weeks, if the Transformer is seen as a strong and sharp ball or even a medium ball, then we can make that change afterwards once more people get their hands on the bowling ball. It's always tough to make these guides when we've only seen ball reviewers or staffers throw them because it's sometimes a little bit tougher to get a gauge on where the bowling ball fits. And unfortunately, a lot of ball reviewers don't do many comparisons. So once they do more comparisons, once we see it more in the public's eye, then we can kind of figure out where a bowling ball fits. But kicking it off, what do we have here? Strong and Smooth, our strongest bowling balls. The Ion Max still reigns supreme on the Storm side as the strongest option for them. The RST Hyperdrive is coming right behind it. And then after that comes the Equinox Solid and the Transformer. The reason the Transformer is after it is mainly because of the surface prep. The Transformer's coming at 4,000 grit. The Equinox is still at around 2,000. So we are looking at this chart based on its out-of-box surface. So Ion Pro Solid you see down there, we are treating that as it has the polish on it, not if you bring it down to like 2,000 grit or something. Also on this guide, the further left a bowling ball is on the chart, the earlier it hooks in that category. So in that strong and smooth category, the Ion Max hooks earlier than the RST Hyperdrive Solid. So going down the list though, Storm does not have many strong and sharp options anymore. They retconned this area quite a bit. They got rid of the Attention Star. They got rid of the Origin. Now we're left with the Equinox, the Viking, and the Identity. The Identity is still on here because even though it was a limited release in July, you can still buy this ball almost anywhere for dirt cheap because nobody wanted to buy it for some reason. But those are the three strong and sharp balls that Storm has. I'm assuming we're going to see more here. There was an Ion Max Pearl that's being released overseas. Maybe that'll come stateside at some point. Otherwise, there'll probably be some other balls that end up fitting here as well. Medium smooth and medium sharp is where Storm Products always shines. And we have the Phase 2, we have the Rockstar leading the way in the medium smooth category. Those balls are very close together. You usually can be switched around just a little bit, but when you're asking a lot of Storm guys which one hooks earlier, it's always a 50-50. I see the Phase 2 as hooking a little bit earlier than the Rockstar, especially a 2025 Phase 2, because the new ones seem to hook way earlier. But some people say the Rockstar ends up hooking earlier. Either way, the Origin EX and the Cove come after. And then the biggest change we made after being yelled at a lot in many comment sections and thinking about it quite a lot more, seeing more opinions on it, asking more Storm people on it, we are moving the Ion Pro Solid up to the medium and smooth category. This bowling ball was in the weak and smooth category since it was released about almost a year ago at this point. And while it's a very tough decision, it is getting moved up. The reason that it was in that weak and smooth category for so long was because a lot of these bowling balls are just one big list. If you grab all the smooth bowling balls, that's just a list from top down of strongest to weakest. That Ion Pro Solid, I was always drawing the line right before it, but now I'm drawing the line after it because a lot of you see it more as a medium smooth ball. Also, these ball guides are based on a balanced bowler. They're not based on a speed dominant bowler. They're not based on a rev dominant bowler. They're not based on me. They're based on a very middle of the road, as typical of a balanced bowler as you can get. But the Ion Pro Solid moving up to the medium smooth category. Then looking at the medium sharp, this is a fantastic area for Storm. This is where I think they lead the market by literal miles at this point because Brunswick just got rid of a lot of their good medium sharp equipment as well. You have the RST Hyperdrive, Rockstar Amped Phase 2 Pearl is an incredible 1-2-3 combo. You don't need all three of them, but they are really good bowling balls. The Gremlin, a lot of people are liking. The next factor is now officially on here. That is going to go after the Gremlin, but before the Ember and the IQ AI. That next factor is weak. I know it's $200. I know it's an ASIM, but that ball is insanely weak for so many people. Then you have the Ember and the IQ AI coming soon after it. Weak and smooth and weak and sharp categories, another area where Storm does really well because they do release a lot of weak and sharp bowling balls. Not really many weak and smooth, but a lot of weak and sharp. The level's still on here. That hasn't been DC'd yet. IQ Tour, of course, is going to be the best option in this category by miles again. Weak and sharp category, this is where we have things like the Typhoon, the High Road 40, the Ultimate Wrecker, which weirdly hasn't been discontinued yet. That ball's not getting much love. It's actually, you're able to get it for pretty cheap right now. OG High Road still hasn't gone away. And then, of course, a couple of Hustles, some of the better bang for your buck balls in bowling. So this is what Storm has on the market right now as of January 3rd, 2026. What we're going to do now is take a step back in time. We're going to go back in time a little bit. Let's check out the last couple of years. And I'm going to have to move my face cam, so we're going to do that live. We're going to move us all the way over here. Here is January 2024 to January 2026. Every single ball Storm has produced, Storm has released in the last 2 years, and all of them compared to each other. There are a lot of bowling balls on this list. There is a lot to consume here. There's a lot of great pieces. The Origin is back. We have the Physics Blackout up in the strong and smooth category now. We have just a lot of really good options. Absolute Power is actually on here. Ion Pro Hybrid is on here, which is for some reason earlier than the Solid. It still doesn't make sense to me, but that is how it reacts. But as you can tell, Storm has a lot of medium and weak bowling balls getting released around this time. So I really hope this covers a lot of the Storm bowling balls that you have in your lineup, and then you can help put them into whatever category you think they seem best. There's a lot of bowling balls that are very close together that are out here. Summit Peak, Optimum Idol, Pearl, Zen 25, all very close together. You don't need all three of them. So I really hope this guide helps you show what your lineup is so that you're not buying the same ball twice. Like, you don't need an Optimum Idol Solid and a Sublime Focus. They're just too close together unless you change the surface or you put crazy layouts on them. They're just going to be too close together to have in a bag unless you bring 12, 15, 20 bowling balls to a tournament. Otherwise, there's not really any crazy changes on this chart. Weak and smooth, the only addition we had is the Tropical Surge Solid, the purple one. That one hooked miles compared to the rest of the surges. So that one got added on here. Of course, we can see the medium sharp is huge. Weak and sharp is huge. We have the old Exponent Pearl on here. May that ball rest in peace. Lightning Blackout. You can still find that ball along with many others on this list in different bowling ball sites. I know bowling.com has a lot of these that you can still purchase, especially XLs. So if you do want anything on this list, you can generally still find it, but you just can't find it from your pro shop a lot of the time if it's been discontinued. So I really hope this chart helps. Make sure to get a screenshot of this. If you do want actual still images of these charts, make sure to go check out our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, or our Discord. We post the actual images of all these ball guides on all of those different platforms. So make sure to go follow those so you can stay up to date. I make one of these every single month. So we have a new one every single month with all of the new releases, removing all the discontinued stuff. But we are going to have a second chart that has everything that the company has made. It's going to get to be a very gross graphic, especially for Brunswick Bowling when they release 70 balls a year. But we are going to end up having that on the channel. So make sure to go check out our other platforms so you can stay up to date on those. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support in 2025. And let's have a fun 2026. And I will see you on the next one.